Hello. Welcome back to Tea Time. I believe this is episode 5. I've kind of lost track at this point. Where I just talk about anything and everything that I want to off the cuff while playing this old Roblox game called Classic to Survive the Teapot of Doom. I just noticed the skybox is just a square one. Yeah, you can see the vertices right here. It goes like boom, boom, and boom. Besides the point. Um, what I wanted to talk about today was drama. Specifically community drama, but I guess I'll talk about dramas. Wow, too difficulty. Distraction. I guess I'll talk about drama in general and like the types of drama that exist. Let's start with the first one, which is, of course, interpersonal drama. It's a one-on-one situation where you and one person have an issue with each other or something of the sorts. Of the sorts. Sorry. Uh, Simple one, right? It's you should naturally try and talk to the person you have an issue with and see what the problem is between you and them. It could be like a business thing, a personal thing, uh maybe just a insecurity thing, which I guess also ties into personal. These ones are pretty easy to solve, but sometimes they just don't get solved because that's just how people are. Some people are stubborn, some people are foolhardy. I don't know. Foolhardy might not be the right word, but you get my point, right? They may never truly internalize what is being said, or may never truly understand you. And I don't know if that's fine, but what is fine is you at least tried to come to a conclusion with that problem. With that problem. That's a pretty simple one, right? And the next one would be like intercommunity, which is like, your friend groups, your communities that you hang out with a lot, right? This one could obviously be more complicated. It's similar to the interpersonal, right? But the difference is there's just a lot more people. So there's a lot more opinions, a lot more feelings going about. It might be a romance thing. It might be like a lack of understanding. It might be a disconnect with the person. This one, I mean, can also probably be fixed with no real like insane repercussions, which is completely unlike the next one, which is like a bit bigger. It's similar to intercommunity. It's like, okay, now this one is intercommunity. What would the other one be? Let me think. It's okay. The last one was like something less than community, but something more than interpersonal. Like just a group of people, like a friend group. That's it. That's like that's the best scenario I can give. This one is intercommunity though, and this one becomes a lot bigger because the worst part of this drama is now there's random people involved, and that one I'd say is bad because you know everyone's everyone has something to say. Everyone has something they want to get across. Problem is, some of those people don't have a good, how do you say it? Like, they just can't get their point across clearly. It might be due to the fact that they've never done something similar to that. or it's just that they've never like done it long, like talked to some people long enough to understand the full context or know everything about the situation. That's why I say it's bad because everyone starts forming their own opinions, which okay isn't bad. The problem is when the opinions are completely misinformed and some opinions are completely misinterpreted. That begins to muddy the water, I'd say. Of course, this is not most of the time not the fault of the people who are stating their opinions. I don't think it's a bad thing to want to say your opinion, but there's a point where you have to sit down and realize that you are out of your depth. I think that's all I have to say about inner community. And there's also like a sub genre of this drama where it's like multiple communities, multiple like say like a few YouTube channels with their own communities. It's not big enough to be like international drama, which is I think at this point just kind of politics. Well, no, that's a bit too light. That's a bit too lighthearted of a word for what's happening in the current state of the world right now. I won't talk about that, but I would say that's like the last and like biggest form of sort of drama. And don't get me wrong, it's not really drama in the way I'm saying it. It's more like actual people are being affected by this. This is not like an online thing anymore. These are like real life things that are being affected. So it's hard to say drama more than it is consequent. Like what's the word? Like a word that it just affects real people. There's not really a word I can find right now that can like describe what I am saying. The one I'm talking want to like sort of talk about though is connected to the subgenre of the inner community drama level that I was talking about. So if you don't know, I was like a few years ago, like maybe 2 to 3. I started playing a game called Limbus Company. Granted, I had known of the people who make these games. I've known of their works for quite some time now. Project Moon. I've known of their works for quite some time now, and I had kind of wanted to get into these games. Granted, I kind of didn't want to at the same time. It's like that looks like a hard game. No, but to be honest, the first 2 games they made are hard. Yes, I played them a little bit. I haven't completed them. I do need to get to that. Call me a LARPer or whatever. I don't care. But it's not really related to anything about their last 2 games they made before Limbus Company. It's related to YouTubers in the Limbus Company community sphere. Recently, there has been an alleged plot about a group of YouTubers trying to end, like, cancel or get rid of a fundraiser for like LGBTQ. IA. Hold on, I need to check that. Maybe next step. Let me see. I thought I had it. I thought it was sweet. All right, let me look this up real quick. Hold on. Let's see. It is a okay. It's a charity. It's a charity event that happens every Pride Month, right? It's called Absolute Pride Resonance. It's a charity event that donates to Outright International. So like all the money that comes from this event goes to Outright International. And what Outright International is a hold on, wait. I guess I'll just read this out to get the idea, I guess. Outright International works with partners around the globe to strengthen the LGBTIQ human rights movement, document and amplify human rights violations against lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex, and queer LGBTIQ people, and advocate for inclusion and equality. Which that's the gist of what this is. It seems like a good group. I don't know too much about it. So yeah, a group of uh creators trying to cancel this charity event. And this charity event includes a bunch of other creators who, join in on this event and fundraise. And it's weird, right? Cuz I can't help but see this as a good thing to have. The If you know me, I am a, you know, supporter of the LGBTQ IT. Is that what it said? IT? Yeah, LGBTQ IT. And it's just weird, right? Cuz why go for the charity group, from what I understand, that has done nothing but good for the community? Would you not rather just like talk this out in a personal manner? Or is this beyond personal manners? Is this not is this really not something you can, talk over in DMs? Or is this something that has to be made a video on? Like it's unacceptable behavior, and the people who are committing the behavior are not stopping it even when you ask or tell them why it's wrong. It that's the thing about drama, right? It's always strange to me because most of these things don't need to go so far for the the Google Docies, the 100-page fucking Google Docies, the fucking Cinder situation back then, which if you don't know, it's like some VTuber. It was a VTuber who got in a bunch of drama. Like I think at least a year now. It's been a year, I think. It's strange, right? It's all weird, all super weird. Would I say the internet is like sort of the causation of all this desire for. Oh my, damn. Yeah. Would I say the internet is like the causation for all this desire to be right to people you don't really know or be above people you don't really know online? Because looking at it plainly, the APR thing seems like an entirely good thing. I don't know if the people behind the APR are genuinely bad, but you trying to cancel said members doesn't paint you in a good light. Because, like I said, would you not just talk to these people or like talk to upper heads and see, like, send them proof, or send proof to the proper authorities who, if this like the activities they are doing is straight up illegal? Would you? Is that not something that's just you're supposed to do? It's what's got me in such a tizzy when I'm like watching this unfold, because this originally came out from a 3-hour video, because apparently the people who are trying to cancel the APR event, or like the people who are trying to cancel the like the content creators around this game, they've been planning this for like a good bit now. Not like not like not like a year's worth. I think I'd hope not. God, you, at that point, just do something better with your time. Um, but they've been planning this out. And it just mainly makes me think, why? Holy shit, they're shredding that shit on that piano. I wasn't even paying attention to it. Hold on, what? Okay, damn. I'm getting sidetracked. Anyways, would you not talk to the person who you have an issue with? Maybe okay, maybe I'll make like a video on this like later. I don't know. It's so weird though. Like I'll make like a video on it whenever they actually release the video. The anti APR, I guess I'll say, the anti Pride Resonance group, because one of the members of APR has already basically made like a full 3-hour video, sort of debunking most of the things that they know of. To be fair, one of the main people who are part of the anti like APR movement are have said that they didn't get any of their stuff leaked, which I don't know about that. It seems like most of the stuff has been leaked. And really, there may be a bit of bias here, because some of these people are people I don't know. Like, or some people who I don't know, some people who I do know, but I don't watch a lot of their videos, and some people who I don't even know. Because the main guy who's like sort of propagating this or enabling this is he's not a big guy in the Project Moon community community. Not even in the Olympus, I think. I recently just heard about him. Like, sure, there's like people you don't know about, but like you don't really watch. But they're there. They're that they're that kind of popularity. This person who's propagating it, I have no clue who this is. It's making me wonder, who are they? Why? What are they? What are they doing? Of course, I'm like in criminally uh vague posting right now, but I will make a video of it later. It seems like something that's super interesting to me that I want to like sort of dissect. Because it seems like most of this could have been avoided if people people just took a step back and realized, you know, what they're doing. And of course, there's going to be some people who just want to start drama for no reason. There's always those people. I think though, some of these people are sort of well intentioned. Some of them, do it out of fear. Some of them do it out of spite. It's it's like how most dramas go, right? Some people got a vendetta. Some people got issues. Some people got wants. Some people got desires. It's complicated, right? It's never as simple as, oh, I dislike you for blah blah blah. I actually don't like you because this and that. It's always a bunch of things. It's always a bunch of complicated things, right? And I think most of these things would be solved if people just kind of learn to forgive others. Because from what I'm seeming to see, it just seems mostly like nothing so far. It's okay. It's like there's some proof. It's like, yeah, okay. There's some weird like fucking say so like some weird like slang and shit. Whatever. That's like that's more like just the way trans people talk, right? Which is okay. It's sort of like it's vague, right? It's vague, but like it's like some of the proof was like, oh, I've cracked an egg. So they were like using it as a way to say they groomed people, which it doesn't seem like the case when you look at the evidence. Because the person that they were talking about wanted to talk to the person who was the person who was talking about cracking eggs. The person who was the egg, which is I'll explain. It's just a person who doesn't realize they're trans yet. The person who didn't realize they were trans yet was talking to this person who, mind you, did not force themselves upon them. The person who did not know they were trans yet went to go talk to them, not the other way around. So to say this was grooming is kind of a stretch because there needs to be that contact, right? Like let's look up. I'm gonna look up the term real quick. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, this is from Wikipedia, so take it maybe with a hint of salt. Sexual grooming is the action or behavior used to establish an emotional connection with a vulnerable person under the age of consent, and sometimes with the victim's family, to lower their inhibitions with the objective of sexual abuse. It can occur in various settings, including online, in person, through other means of communication. It doesn't need to be children, by the way. That's where this Wikipedia sort of gets it wrong. Grooming can happen to anybody. They just need to be vulnerable in a certain sense, be it emotionally or like psychologically. And from the way I see it, the person who didn't realize they were trans yet came to them asking for some help about like trans topics, which is what the person who said they were cracking an egg was there for. That's what their thing is. They keep their stuff open to talk about trans topics since they are trans. It's strange, right? It doesn't seem like grooming to me. I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm one of the misinformed people that I was talking about, and maybe I need to inform myself a little bit better. Holy shit, that was sick. I rode that teacup like it was a goddamn horse. That was crazy. What else am I to say about this though? I guess about the grudges thing. I think. Well, no, I know it's obviously best to get rid of a grudge. It's never going to be easy to get rid of it. Obviously, it never is. It's always going to sort of maybe be there sometimes if you truly let it. It's the point where you have to confront yourself and say that you did not like this person or you wanted this person to had like, you wanted this to happen to this person no matter no matter what you think. Like, "Oh, I'm better than that. Oh, I know better." It you may. Yes, you may believe this. And hell, you probably do believe this. But the thing is, it's always going to be there. One, there's a psychologist who calls it your like shadow, right? It's the dark part of your psyche, right? That damn it. It's always that dark part of your psyche, right? That wants the worst. And it's always going to be there, no matter how much you try to deny it. So the best way to deal with it is to confront it. Oh my god. Not saying like, oh, yeah, I guess I did want this to happen. It's like don't be wishy washy. You have to confront it directly and ask yourself, why did you want this? Is it because you were insecure about something? Is it because you were jealous, which is technically another insecurity? Did you want something from this person didn't give it to you? Was there a desire that just wasn't left sated whenever they did give it to you? But completely separate like thing. These and then you have to ask yourself, why did you why do you begin this grudge? Why did this shadow appear here? I think that's where most things tend to go better, right? Because now that you have confronted the shadow and you know why the shadow was there, I think it becomes a lot easier to forgive. Not to forget, not to forget. You should never forget the wounds that you've been given. They will always be there, but you shouldn't let them control how you live. At least I think so, anyways. What do I know? I'm like a 21-year-old playing a Roblox game. What do I know? Um, this one's gonna be on the shorter side. I do have to go to work in like 20 minutes or so now. I say 30 minutes actually, about 30 minutes. So I guess I'll have one more life, and see if I can how far I can make this. But yeah, I guess closing sentiments. Don't let your past grudges define you. Uh, do try to talk to the other side, like other people that you have issues with, and do make sure that you're keeping a good mindset whenever you speak to people. If you can't, well, just try your best to be your kindest. That's what that's the best anyone can hope, right? This isn't center. Whatever, hold on. Center enough. So it can always be a bit more kinder as long as you let it be. I guess this is the closing part for this video or podcast, video podcast, whatever. Yeah. This is Young Keep signing off, closing the cafe for today, of course.